Ah, there it is, Ralphie's house from the movie A Christmas Story. Located on good old Cleveland Street. Actually, it's located on 11th Street in Cleveland, Ohio. And while Nanette and I were on a short getaway to the rock and roll capital of the world, we had to pay a visit to the house from one of my favorite movies. Where, on the tour, you get to visit the house, the property, and the museum. Our first task was to stop into the gift shop to secure our tickets for a visit inside the house. Tickets were reasonably priced at $12 per person. The tour begins in front of the house where you can catch your first glimpse of the leg lamp and stand where the old man gazed upon his major award. To the right of the house, many of the outside scenes were filmed up 11th Street in front of these houses, including Ralphie, Flick, and Schwartz walking to school and Randy's I Can't Get Up scene where he was pushed over into the snow. To the left of Ralphie's house is the good old Bumpuses, where they lived with their 785 smelly hound dogs, who ignored everyone in the world but Ralphie's old man. The Bumpus house has now been opened up as a boutique hotel, smelly hound dogs not included. Looking back to the iconic house from the movie, you will notice a large inviting porch on the front of the house. This is what captured the attention of the movie's production team when scouting for locations for the film. This house was found by complete accident when a wrong turn was made down 11th Street while they were looking for another property. It should be noted that the house itself was used mostly for scenes shot outdoors in the movie, but a few were filmed within the house. One of those was the delivery of the major award in its fragile wood crate. From the porch, the crate was brought through the front door into the foyer of the house. Even though many of the indoor scenes were filmed on a soundstage duplicating the inside of the house, the current owner has renovated the interior to closely resemble much of the rooms we all remember from the movie, including furniture and props. Here I am standing in the foyer where the crate was brought through. Inside the foyer, you can recreate the scene where the old man revealed his major award. In the living room, you'll notice the old radio where Ralphie listened to Little Orphan Annie with a bowling ball shot dispenser perched right on top. Next time you watch the movie, see if you can spot it. And oh, what's that hidden in the corner behind the desk? It's Ralphie's 200-shot carbine action range model air rifle. And would you look at that? Front and center in the living room window where all the neighbors can see. It's the leg lamp that reminded the old man of the 4th of July. Isn't it indescribably beautiful? Turning toward the tree tucked in the corner of the house beside the fireplace, you can play Santa and hand out gifts just like Ralphie on Christmas morning. And what did the old man get? A can of Simon Eyes and a blue ball. Turning back toward the living room, you will see the stairs to the second floor where Ralphie came down on Christmas morning looking like a pink, deranged Easter bunny. Nanette and I could not pass up the opportunity to have our photo made on the stairs. We may be deranged at times, but we were not dressed as pink bunnies, although you can rent or purchase the bunny pajamas in the gift shop. Back through the house, we walk into the kitchen. Please remember the movie did not film in this kitchen, so that is why it's not exactly as you remember from the movie. That didn't stop Nanette from recreating Randy's Daddy's Gonna Kill Ralphie scene below the sink. Back through the kitchen, you will see the table and stove where Ralphie's mom worked so diligently making red cabbage and meatloaf. Maybe there's a big old pot of red cabbage on the stove right now. I even took a seat at the table to read how the Sox traded Bullfrog. Look close and you'll see Randy's bib. After recreating some of our favorite scenes downstairs, we headed up to the second floor, where we found Ralphie and Randy's bedroom. Just like in the film, the rooms had small tiny beds adorned with blue bedspreads. On the nightstand next to the beds was Ralphie's Red Ryder comic book, and proudly displayed on the back was an ad for Ralphie's coveted Christmas gift. If you remember, this comic book ad gets neatly placed in Ralphie's mom's copy of Look magazine. I couldn't help but grab a photo holding the copy of the comic book, and reminiscing of my favorite scene of the boys getting ready for school. Walking out of the boys' room, you will find a sewing room, which was not in the movie. Although in this room, we found the mother's copy of Look magazine. Adjacent to the sewing room was the bathroom where many of our favorite scenes were located. I even found a decoder pin which had been used to decode that crummy commercial for good old Ovaltine.
There was even a bar of Lifebuoy soap on the counter, which appeared to have washed a few mouths out as it displayed a many of teeth imprints. I couldn't help but take a minute and decode my own message while I was in the bathroom. In the hall across from the bathroom was a phone. In the movie, Ralphie's mom called up Schwartz's mom to relay where he had heard the F-dash word. This was an awesome prop because when you picked it up, you could hear the entire clip from the movie where Schwartz's mom was screaming and Schwartz getting his beating. After exploring the interior of the house, we headed out to the backyard. Many great scenes from the film were shot here. First, you will notice the old shed, which is the one from the film, where Ralphie and Old Blue took care of Black Bart and his marauding gang of bandits as they were creeping and crawling atop the shed in one of his dream sequences. Also, Ralphie's scene on Christmas morning was filmed here, where he storms out the back door with his 200-shot carbine-action range model air rifle and ultimately shoots his eye out. Every time I watch that scene, I always wondered why he ever thought it was a good idea to put a target on an old tin sign. As I stood taking my final photo in the backyard, I couldn't help but look up to make sure no icicle fell off and hit me in the face. Wink, wink. Across the street from Ralphie's home, you will notice this house, as the boys run past it at the beginning of the film. It is now home to the Christmas Story Museum. Inside the museum, you will find many original props and costumes from the film. Here we have various costumes Ralphie wore within the movie, including his hat, clothes he wore at school, and his Christmas morning pajamas. If you notice behind me, you will see a movie poster that was put out as promotional material for the film. This poster seemed to miss the mark a bit from what we all know and love about this movie. One of my favorite displays in the museum was Randy's costumes worn in the movie. Here we have some of Randy's hats, pajamas worn on Christmas morning, and my personal favorite, the I Can't Put My Arms Down snowsuit. Randy's bib was also on display. It still appears to have some remnants of meatloaf and mashed potatoes from showing his mother how to eat like a little piggy. Another fan favorite in the museum was Schwartz and Flick's hats that you might specifically remember from when Flick sticks his tongue to the flagpole. Scut Farkas's raccoon skin cap and Grover Dill's cap and coat were also on display in the museum. Moving on into the museum, some of the other costumes we saw were the striped bandit outfits worn by Black Bart's gang. We also saw the mother's pink bathrobe from Christmas morning. Look close and you'll see a bar of Lifebuoy soap in the display. Oh, and who can forget the blue smocks worn by the Fra-Ra-Ra singers from Chop Suey Palace? A few props I was surprised to see were the chattering teeth found in Miss Shields' desk drawer, along with the fake teeth the kids greeted her with as she entered the classroom. Miss Shields' chalkboard was also on display and was rescued from the real school the movie was filmed at before it was demolished. What would a Christmas Story museum be without Ralphie's Old Blue? This is one of 6 200-shot carbine-action range model air rifles with a compass in the stock and a thing which tells time that was made for the movie. A fun fact which I was not aware of is the thing which tells time in the stock of the BB gun was actually a sundial. Go figure. The museum also had many behind-the-scene photos that were taken during the filming. Supposedly, Ralphie and Randy became very close during the filming and even acted like real brothers. It's a real treasure to see photos that were taken from well over 35 years ago. One of my favorites is a picture of Randy below the kitchen sink during the Daddy's Gonna Kill Ralphie scene. Check it out in the bottom left corner of this photo. This series of photos shows director Bob Clark and Randy preparing for him to be pushed over into the snow while shooting the I Can't Get Up scene outside on 11th Street in Cleveland, Ohio. Here we have a few photos of the old man filming the outside portion of the leg lamp scene. You'll notice the guy that meets up with the old man across the street to gaze upon the old man's major award is also the director of the movie, Bob Clark. A bit of information that I learned during our tour of the museum was that this knee-high soda advertisement was the inspiration for the leg lamp in the movie. You can see how the leg lamp closely resembles the legs in the poster. Some men are Baptist, others Catholic, but Ralphie's dad, he was an Oldsmobile man. And outside of the Christmas Story Museum, you will find the old man's 1938 Oldsmobile that was used during the filming of the movie. This was the car used in the scene where the family had a flat tire, and Ralphie uttered the famous words, "Oh, fudge." Also on display is a replica of the fire truck that was used in the scene where Flick gets his tongue stuck to the flagpole. The original fire truck used within the movie is located in a museum in Canada where the famous scene at the flagpole was shot. This truck may not be the original, but it is still a beautiful truck. After exploring the museum, we headed back over to the gift shop where we spent some time picking out our own Christmas Story treasures. If you're a Christmas Story fan as I am, this gift shop will make you feel like a kid on Christmas morning. You can purchase your very own pink bunny suit for about $100. There's plenty of t-shirts throughout the shop, and you can even get replica hats from each of the characters such as Ralphie, Flick, Schwartz, and even Scut Farkus's raccoon skin cap. If you're looking for a replica Christmas Story house to fit within your own Christmas village, you can find that here too. A little surprise we found within the gift shop was you can even buy souvenirs for some of my favorite Christmas movies, including Elf and what I consider the funniest Christmas movie of all time, A National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Who wouldn't want a Clark Griswold bobblehead and some Marty Moose mugs to display alongside their Christmas Story treasures? Given that you are at the Christmas Story gift shop, my recommendation is to be sure to pick up a leg lamp. Whether it's a miniature size one or a full size major award, it is definitely a souvenir you will want to display in your home. Another great souvenir to take home is a Christmas Story glass to drink your Ovaltine from. And don't forget to pick up you a big jar of Ovaltine. Visiting the Christmas Story house was such a fun experience. I really enjoyed getting to reminisce about all of my favorite scenes from the movie. I know if I'm ever back in the Cleveland, Ohio area, I will definitely be stopping back in and doing the tour once again. If you are ever in the area, I strongly encourage you to check this off your bucket list and recreate your favorite scenes in the real-life house from our beloved movie, A Christmas Story. Thank you for joining us for our tour of the Christmas Story House and Museum. If you'd like to learn more about this wonderful place, check out achristmasstoryhouse.com.